So tell me what brings you in today.
I have experienced migraines for most of my adult life and have been relying on just a rescue medication since maybe 2012.
And by rescue medication, you mean what, like over the counters?
Oh, no, like a prescription that you take when the migraine is already in progress and it will stop the pain. But it's one of those medications you don't want to rely on too much.
There is a really big difference between a headache and a migraine. Oftentimes, chiropractic will be used for intervention with migraines for a lot of reasons, making sure that the blood flow is being restored, circulation is being restored.
And any other areas that you might have pain in your spine?
So I've always had tightness, in my jaw and neck. The migraine tends to come on with neck pain at the same time. I would describe it as an ice pick headache. It's just a very sharp, very concentrated pain in one spot.
Anything else here?
Oh, yeah, I wear a corset.
Okay, let's talk about that now. What kind of corset?
Like a modern steel-boned waist
like
training.
a lumbar support or like a corset, like a cinching?
A cinching corset.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is nothing in the medical books that say, corset wearing, phone a friend? Can we do that? How long are you wearing your corset?
Probably 16 hours a day. So.
From a doctor's perspective, there's no way that you can't think atrophy, weakness, how is that hindering the body? Is there a rationale for this?
At this point, I'm pursuing a record.
A record for what?
The Guinness.
Like the actual Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah. So the living Guinness Book World Record for the smallest corseted waist is 15 inches. And I am down to regularly wearing a comfortable 16 inches.
Long term, is it something that you're going to continue to do in your head?
I don't know. I feel like once I nail, or at least match the record, I don't care about going smaller. But I
have some initial red flags
it.
that are going off, but maybe it's not now. Maybe it's that we need to look at how that affects you in the long run. Let's look at your x-rays first.
Okay.
You have a small, slight slant over here on the low back. We're going to look at your neck. You do have some decreased lordosis. When I talk about the kyphosis, or when I talk about that, we're talking about the curvature in the spine. Kyphosis is a name for the curvature of your spine. So you have 3 curvatures: your cervical, your thoracic or upper back, and your lumbar or your lower back. You do have some of it here, but this straightening of the curve right here can also be another reason why we're suffering from migraines. Okay. So we really want to put a lot of focus on the upper neck here. Let's look at the other view. This, for me, reads migraine.
It looks asymmetrical.
Okay? But you can really clearly see that one side does not look like the other. There's a head tilt going on right here and a little bit of a rotation in your spine. So you can imagine, I'm going to over-exaggerate this, if this is what's happening, that one side's going to be really taut and the other one's not, right?
Yeah.
So it puts pressure on one side. What does it happen? Blood flow decreases, migraines ensue. So we have a lot of reasons to be looking at the migraine from a chiropractic perspective, but also from your daily habits. So we need to kind of go over. We have some corrections we need to make.
Okay.
But we can talk about that.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind, I'll have you kind of stand up for me here. I'm going to have you, if you're comfortable, do you have anything?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Just support.
Just go ahead and kind of this row. Let's see what we're working with now.
Yeah.
When Sarah mentions the corset, I was definitely not thinking this.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now that I'm looking at her and see how tiny her waist is, I'm like, oof, where does everything go? Where's the kidney? Where's the liver? Where are the intestines?
I mean, this is wild.
So this one's a 17-inch one. That's not my tightest.
For a waist to be this small, it's really gonna affect how the system works. So I also wanna check out her spine. We might come across some problems.
Okay. There's no doubt that you have hypertonicity, or really, I mean, this is like
Ow.
a mountain of stress.
It's so hard, yeah.
So, okay, migraines make sense. Take a nice big breath for me. All the way out. Do you feel restricted in any way?
These muscles are
Like
restricted.
they don't want to kind of pull up on you?
Yeah, these are not moving much.
We have the liver and gallbladder tucked into the ribs here, and then the lungs that are kind of not wanting to lower as a result of corset wearing. So I want to see also how you function without the corset. It's very clear why she has these headaches. If my corset is like this, we're decreasing that blood flow. And decreased blood flow is the vascular headaches and all these things, and we just don't think about putting these pieces of the puzzle together and correlating it. The restriction's no longer there because that lung is expanding. I'm gonna have you lie on your back here for me, okay? Let's get all those joints moving. The body's meant to move.
Sarah's taken off the corset, and now we're gonna see if we can help with these headaches. The neck was really tense. She had so much muscular tension, so much buildup. So this is where we wanna put our focus.
There's your migraines. You feel that?
Yes.
Okay, let's get rid of that.
So not knowing what to expect, I was going into it like feeling a little apprehensive.
Guess what? Another surprising thing? You have a lot of good mobility in your neck. So what I'm gonna have you do here for me, I want you to wiggle your middle finger.
Oh, holy cow.
And then they're like, ah. They just had a chiropractic orgasm in my office. How good does that feel? It's wild, huh?
Yeah.
I love it.
It was like kind of a scary, like shocking moment with this like cracking, crunching sound. Oh. Like it feels like I'm having my neck broken or something, like a short burst of pretty strong discomfort and then like release.
Let's get that lower one, C4 on that left side.
Oh.
How's it now?
Good.
She had so much muscular tension, so much buildup, so much hypertonicity, and the lateral tension was just like,
Oh.
You could tell. She was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this.
Kind of awesome, right?
Yeah.
That's my job, to get her comfortable. So then I'm thinking, okay, let's look at her hips, let's look at her low back, let's see what's happening as a result of the compression from wearing the corset.
All right, beautiful. Look up to the ceiling for me. There you go. All right, other side for me. Okay, beautiful.
It's so tight, oh my God.
Yeah, big breath, let it out, let it out, let it out. Oops. Look at the ceiling, look, 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 look. There you go. That's it. I'm gonna let you sit up. 1, 2, and 3. Now, before you stand up, swing your feet to the side. I want you to roll your shoulders, see how that feels. Wiggle your neck for me and see how that feels.
God, it feels like loose.
Like a bobbly head?
It feels
One
really,
of these?
yeah, it feels really loose.
That's how your body should feel.
So I guess this is what normal is supposed to feel like, and I don't remember when I've last felt this way. It feels like so loose. My neck and shoulders before were just rock hard, and she was just pressing into them. I mean, there was no give at all. I feel like I've been re-sculpted into like a better form.
I don't want to overwhelm her with a lot of advice on the first visit. I think ultimately she's going to have to not be wearing the corset because that's not good for you.
I know this is hard to hear, that if we can't entirely take the corset off, that we give yourself some breaks.
Yeah.
You don't need to be wearing it 16 hours a day.
I feel like I can take a break. I think I do need to take seriously as far as just spending many, many hours a day with those muscles immobilized in the corset. I definitely am a new convert to chiropractic care. I wish I'd done it years ago.